There's been huge news in the past, but this one might be Giga. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here for Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of the Good Times Newsline Flashcast. Yeah, that's right. Just a little quick one today, as we got some new Evercade news that popped on the feeds over on evercade.co.uk. Just got announced, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. And, of course, there's some other rumors. There's some other rumors and speculations out there that there might actually also be a cart leaked out there. We're not going to talk about that so much because I don't actually like doing that. I want to make sure that the announcement comes out. We go over the video, do a reaction on the trailers and all that fun stuff. Talk about it on the Evercast, all that fun goodness. But eagle-eyed people may have already found some other cartridges that might be out there on the, I don't know, smiley-faced online stores, let's just say. So, but like I said, there's some Giga news happening right now. And the Giga news is that Giga carts are here. That's right. Let's go into the article from evercade.co.uk and take a look at that right now. Let's do it. It says, introducing Giga Cart. That's the little picture there, the little logo. Kind of looks like a little 3D Realms-ish there. Says, here at Evercade, we've always had to strike a balance between bringing great games to you on physical cartridges and ensuring they represent great value to you. As we head into the future and the scope of what our fans want to play becomes more recent, we've adapted to provide this the best way we can. GigaCart is a new type of cartridge we are making specifically designed for larger and more modern retro games, mostly originally released on CD. This new cartridge type will be identical in size and shape to your existing carts, but will have internally a larger capacity to bring more demanding titles. We've always been honest with our community, and they've always been honest with us. For us, to produce a larger cart will mean a higher development and release costs, and the Evercade community has always been open to this if the reasoning behind it was so that they get more from the collection in the quality of games provided. We believed we found the right balance with GigaCart. So here's the MSRP or RRP news coming here. The GigaCart Evercade cartridges will have an RRP of £22.49, $24.99 US, $24.99 Euro. So that's a $5 increase in the US for those carts. This means having more of these games on one cart will have a better value for you than breaking a games list down over multiple cartridges. This change does not affect the current cost of other Evercade cartridges, and they will remain at their £17.99, $19.99 US, and $19.99 Euro RRP or MSRP. Giga carts will work on all Evercade and Super Pocket devices. So that was question one that I had. And I asked some people's, but it's already here, so I just should have read. Read, Rich, read. Gigahertz will work on all Evercade and Super Pocket devices. So that means OG, that means EXP, that means VS, and that means Super Pocket. So it's all going to work. You can identify a GigaCart by a new logo seen on the front of the box below. There it is. There's the box. And then if you look at the corner, it'll say Evercade, and there's a little GigaCart logo. We'll have 2 GigaCart releases in 2024. So 2 of these new carts of the 8 remaining for the year will be Giga carts, and we'll look forward to sharing with you the fantastic games that will be coming to these new Giga Cart collections. And that is the end of the update for April 15th on the evercade.co.uk website. So Giga carts are here. So that means we're going to get more collections that have more things involved in them, right? So, is this a cool thing? I think so. Does the $5 really matter to me? No, not at all. Because mostly that's $50 spend to going to like a $60 spend when I got a bundle, because I always buy the bundle and it comes with the stuff. You know, you get the things, and you get these tchotchkes, and you get all the things. And the socks, and do I have the socks? I do. You got the socks, and you got all the other stuff. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the extra $5. But I'm not necessarily even worried about this, but as long as these multi-game carts do mean still like a Giga cart comes out and there can be 10 games on it, right? Or 8 games or 7 games or whatever the new norm is, right? We used to talk about this way, way, way back in the day when there were 20 game carts. You know, like how long does this go before we stop getting 20 game carts, right? And that was basically last year. There wasn't really a 20 game cart. There were some that pushed, you know, the 10, 15, a little bit more, but not much more than that. So am I worried about the $5? No, I'm not worried about it at all. Am I worried about compatibility? No, because I was for a second, and then it says it works on all Evercade devices. So, you know, you're gonna be able to get it on everything. So I think we're good there. So that is good too. And of course, am I worried about like quality of games? No, not really, because again, Evercade to me is discovery, right? Give me that stuff, that deep cut stuff that I have no idea what's going on, plus maybe sprinkle in some stuff that I do know. You know, like I can go and you know, reminisce, maybe even games that I knew about and I never played before on their original, like a Blaster Master, for example, for Sunsoft Collection, that kind of stuff. And who knows, maybe the Giga Cart was a barrier to entry for some of the licenses that they were being offered by bigger companies. You know, let's say, I don't know, like a Konami or something like that. It was like, yeah, sure, yeah, you want some licenses, you can have some old PS1 games because we don't care about that anymore. There were some obscure games that we put out there on that. Yeah, sure, you can have a collection of them, but you know, you're not touching our Castlevania or Contra or whatever. Or maybe you are, but you can only get those like weird obscure ones that were on the PS1, you know, and whatever, right? Or we're on a Game Boy Advance or whatever. We can give you Game Boy Advance games, but you know, we don't want you to touch the NES or the SNES or the Genesis games we put out because of other licensing reasons or whatever, right? Well, if this allows them to access those, then of course, yeah, now I want them to do that so that we can get the bigger collections, we can get the bigger names and bigger games for other people to come into the ecosystem and then learn how awesome those other 500 games on Evercade are, because they didn't go deep in the catalog either, right? And I know, yes, there's the stuff about the legacy and all that kind of stuff, and then those things are bummers too. But you just never know. You just never know if this thing keeps going and it keeps taking off and all those other things. You know, like this stuff, the money stuff, kind of greases wheels sometimes. So if they find a really good success going that way, all of a sudden those other publishers, the Namcos of the world, the Ataris of the world, all those people come back and go, oh, you know, well, we'll come back to the table because, you know, now you're selling a bazillion units all over the place because something hit big. Let's get our games back on there because, you know, we want some of that too, right? And you never know. You never know. Right, that is the thing of business and all that kind of stuff, and I speculate a little bit about that. I'm not really connected to that world. Again, I'm just the guy that loves this stuff, and I love talking to you guys about this stuff. Now, I did ask another question on the old Discords from somebody asking specifically about something that was technical about the Giga cart. Now, these are big, you know, Giga carts, right? How big are they? I don't know. We don't know. They didn't say. So unless somebody else knows and wants to put it down in the comments, I don't know. I don't know how big they are. I did ask that question. Maybe it's confidential. We don't know. We didn't ever know how big the original Evercade carts were either. I think maybe somebody looked it up sometime. I don't know. It's just something interesting, right? Because then you can start to speculate, right? And you go to the different sites where they have like, oh yeah, this game was this big on the PS1, and this game was this big, and with compression, maybe you can get it down to this, and then we can start doing the math, right? Just a fun thing. And I'm a tech guy, so I always want to know, like, oh well, you know, what kind of cards did you put in there? Like, you know, like, what's the little ROM? How much memory can we put in there? You know. Anyway, I asked. They might not answer. They might go like, no, it's a confidential thing, and they were like, oh, okay, cool, well, it's confidential. And if that is the answer, then I'll tell you guys on the Evercast or, you know, like another future update and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, there is another bit of Evercade news that's floating around on the ether. We're not going to talk about that until officially things happen, but know that I know that there is something out there. And much to the Evercade Effect's chagrin, well, he might not like it, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty interesting. I took a look at it, and I was like, oh, I'll play some of those. It's a blue card, by the way. So anyway, we'll see. I'm not trying to talk about anything else anymore. We're going to end this video right now. It's the end of a Bacon Ice Cream Productions video, so we have to do one thing and one thing only, and that is thank every single member of the Good Times Club. So let's do that now. Let's thank the EverCanadian, Crimson Cross, George Games, Chris Westerman, Phantom Fiction, Skeletrex, Lidar Jim, Papa Pete, the Intellivision Gamer, Ken LeCure, Mr. Shua, John Willick, Gunsy20, and Immortal Sojourn. Thank you guys all so much for your support, for having awesome things like 1080p StreamYard, for supporting the Evercast and even Ed's channel. Thank anyone else that's seeing this on the internet, over the ethers, coming to this channel to look at cool things like this. If you're new here, drop a like, drop a dislike, drop a up, down, left, right. Doesn't matter to me. Drop some comments though, so we can talk about all of these things, because that's exactly what I like to do. I love to get in there in the comments. And of course, until next time, we'll catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich. That's me, and we will see you later. Take it easy, guys. We'll see you next time.
RTFC.baconicecream.com